Hi, I'm 𝗦𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒈𝒈, and I help people raise their natural energy through encouragement and through sharing stories. And so today I'd love to share with you a concept about forgiveness. In this space, I want you to see that there is a person sitting in a place that feels incredibly dark, and that what is around them are things that they can't necessarily see, but make them feel fearful, small. I want you also in this space to be able to understand that there are doors and windows all around this person, that all they need to do is to reach out and begin to explore the space that they are in. You see, the picture is one of toxic suffering. It is a place that I have spent time in my life in, choosing to not forgive. And decades ago, somebody began to plant the seeds in my life of, do you want to continue to live small in that space of darkness, in fear? Do you want the other person, the situations, the experiences that you've gone through to be the ones that define your life in such a way that you choose to stay inside that space? Or are you willing to understand that you, me, I, had created the walls around me? I had brought them in so close. It was nearly suffocating for me because I felt like I had to do or get something from the other person. There wasn't anything for me to get. What I needed was for me to begin to unlock the doors, for me to begin to open up the windows. And in doing so, I wasn't saying, hey, do that to me again. I wasn't giving permission for that. I wasn't showing up to say, hey, it didn't happen and it doesn't matter. That would have been a lie. What it was doing for me is it was allowing me to show up in my own life and say, I count, I matter. The breath that I have flowing through me is the breath of God, and that I'm here for a reason with really unique gifts, just like you have such beautiful, unique gifts, packaged in a beautiful way that only people who hear you share can actually understand that concept the way that you share it. When I began to come into that space of not who and what, but a space of who am I? Why am I here? And began to listen with spiritual ears, not listening to the victim mentality, but listening with spiritual ears, I began to understand that literally anything in our life can be transmuted. Literally anything in our life can be changed for better. But it starts with me. It started with me inside of that incredibly dark place, making decisions that I was choosing to release and let go, not because it was easy, not because I understood the path, but because I understood this spiritual principle that if I didn't choose to let go of what I was carrying, that it was going to diminish my life. It was going to make my impact on all of the people that I knew so much smaller. And so I encourage you to do several different things today to raise your natural energy, to raise your natural vibration, to get in touch with what's happening internally for you. One is to put a hand over your heart and one over your gut. It sounds so simple, and it is, and yet it takes courage to do. And as you put a hand over your heart and one over your gut, to take a few deep breaths, and then allow yourself the gift to linger on the exhale. Truly, as long as you're not driving a car, if you are sitting in a train, if you are waiting for the bus, you can do this. Use the time that you already naturally have. You don't need to create extra time in your incredibly busy schedule. One hand over your heart, one over your gut, breathing into that space, lingering on the exhale. And just take a temperature. How tight do you feel throughout your body? You're just listening. Our physical bodies are where our soul resides. And as we feel compacted and restricted, we begin to carry that, or we do carry that in our body. So take a moment to feel that, to listen. You don't need to change a thing if you want to, unless you want to. And then after that, begin to ask yourself, what are the things that in your lifetime, without anybody around, you have felt these sparks of joy in? Maybe you have been so blessed that other people have acknowledged those as well. But you don't need anybody else's stamp of approval for you to be the beautiful being that you are. And so in this space, I invite you to see that you can take deep breaths. You can linger on the exhale. You begin to listen internally, and that you today in this space can begin that inquiry. What is it that you do or that you enjoy that brings a smile to your face, that allows the space inside of your being to open just a little bit? That is what forgiveness feels like. And it's not necessarily done in one stroke. For some people it is. But for some situations, it's a keep coming into that space and breathing into it. And continue to ask. Know that you are important. That there is only one you. Truly, this day is a brand new, incredible day. And the people that you speak to, whether it's telepathically, whether it's helping them through prayer, whether it's showing up in their lives physically, know that you are making a difference in this moment today. I encourage you to follow me on Instagram at 𝗬𝗓𝒐𝒔𝒊𝒈 for daily encouragement, and know that you are important. You are worth the work of forgiveness.